Hello, my name is Christine Pag. I am an occupational therapy assistant student here at HealthWorks. We are conducting different screenings for children of any ages, and one of these tests focuses on fine motor skills. Children use their hands for picking up things, playing with their toys, feeding and dressing themselves. In school, they use their hands to write down their names, color, and even draw. So this test will help us know if your child is having difficulties in performing their task, and our job as an OTA is to help them develop and improve these skills. So I'm going to break down this test based on different ages, and we'll start with the first bracket, which is 3 to 5 years old. So the first activity that we are going to do is sorting beads and placing them in their corresponding color. So by just picking the bead and put it on their specific color, corresponding color. So if it's pink, then blue, yellow, green, allowing them to pick up the bead one by one. This activity actually allows the child to practice and or exercise eye-hand coordination, also some grasp. It's this is more of like a pincher grasp. Okay. All right, and so yeah, the child just needs to finish this activity and we'll proceed to the next one. Next activity is involving a card and lace. So the child just needs to lace this through the holes. So again, this will need coordination. And next step is unbuttoning these large buttons. The child just needs to do it that way. So, okay. And the last one is to actually, this is the second to the last. So we do have some beads over here. And the child just needs to pick up this bead one by one and lace it. The last activity for this age bracket is tracing lines. So there's vertical and there's also horizontal. So they just have to do, a child just have to do, tracing it downwards like this. Well, it doesn't have to be straight. There's just some accuracy involved. Can also do upwards. And for horizontal, do it this way. Yeah. And also this way. Yeah. All right. So we'll go to the next age bracket, and that is for 4 years old. For 4 years old bracket, their test is going to be a little bit complicated than the first one. That's because their skills are more developed. So we're gonna start it with a puzzle. The child just needs to place this shape to its respective spot. Okay. Stars. And the next activity involves fastening and fastening the button, the large button. So this, and then the child just needs to unfasten it. Now we don't expect the child to do it the way I'm doing it. That's because my skills are more refined, you know. So yeah, as long as they unfasten and fasten it, that's already a good thing. Next activity will allow the child to copy cross shapes, right and left, oblique lines, square, and X shapes. So, you know, there's these shapes that are already here on the left. The child just needs to, you know, draw it on the right part. So this, let's start with the easiest one. Then do it this way, and we'll do a square. Yeah, basically that's it for now. Actually, the diamond is for the advanced level, which is going to be on the 5-year-old bracket. Next activity is to allow the child to color, you know, this picture, which is a flower. And with this activity, the child can color a picture within no more than 1/4 inch deviations from the coloring lines. So here, there, so 1/4 inch. So it's okay to go out of that line as long as it's 1/4 inch. No, it's still okay. Here, orange over here. Color, so again, it doesn't have to be perfect as long as you're coloring it. Here you will actually see how they grasp the crayon too. Some like this, you know, that's when you will know if there's a difficulty or delays, you know, in their grasp. Like that. Then the next activity involves cutting lines. So cutting a long line with no more than 1/8 to 1/4 inch deviation from the line. So yeah, the child just needs to cut this, right? Doesn't have to be perfect. Like this. Now if this is too narrow for a child, you can just skip a line here. I'm not that sure what 1/4 inch is to be exact, but I'll take a look at that later. It's more like this, okay? Yeah. And another pattern is to allow the child to cut big circles, you know? And while the child is cutting this paper, you can also try to see the movement, you know, if he can move the paper while cutting along. Okay. Another test for the 4-year-old is to allow the child to touch the tip of each finger to their thumb. Okay. Right. And if he can use fork correctly. So we'll proceed to the next bracket, which is to 5 years old. So for the 5-year-old bracket, the test that we can do for this age starts with the gripping of the pencil. So here you will see how the child grips the pencil. Some might do the palmar supinate grasp or the digital, you know, pronate grasp. Oh, this is actually the quadruped grasp, and there's also like a digital pronate grasp and a static tripod grasp. And our goal is to know if the child at 5 years old, they have to do the dynamic tripod, you know, like this. And we will also allow the child to write down their name, you know, like here. Start with a big. That. Yeah. That. Here you can also test their cutting ability. So, you know, cutting circles. There's also small circles. Actually, this pattern has this, you know, this line where you can do, where you need to start, you know, so that it's easier for you to cut this the right way. You know, cutting triangles. That. In this age bracket, you can also allow them to tie their shoes. So I made this, you know, this cardboard and put on a shoelace. And this is a good material to practice tying shoelace. Like that. And actually, yeah, like that. And the last activity is to allow the child to draw a person with at least 6 different body parts. So as long as they have like a head, legs, hands, like eyes, nose, mouth, ears. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, that's it. So these are the different tests that I'm going to do for the fine and motor skills. And if you have any questions, let me know.